Hi, welcome to this series, which is known as God's Messages Through Books. So here I talk about books which I feel that it's written by God Himself, and the author was just a medium. So in the second episode, the book I'm going to talk about and share my thoughts about it is The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. You will find a different cover page if you buy it today, but I have this book from many years, so this cover is very older one. I came across this book when I left my corporate job and I was worried about how I'm going to manage my finances, and somehow the universe has brought me to this book, and it has literally changed my perspective about money, and I it has helped me to look money as just as a blueprint or as a mindset, and not as otherwise which society makes us feel. And it's been 3+ years I read this book literally daily, and I feel a very strong connection with this book because if I look back my life, what I was thinking about money and what I am doing with it today, it's completely 360-degree turn, because most of the things I feel that I should have uh, been taught by my own parents or by the school or by the college, but sadly it was not there. So I had to take charge of my own life, and this book has really helped me to achieve help me to achieve my financial goals, and till today it is one of the biggest inspirations of my life. So I just thought to whatever books I have come across and have changed my life, and I should be sharing with my tribe. So in the first episode, we discussed about lockdown lessons by Riaz Ruler, and today I'm going to share about the Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. So this book has just got 17 chapters. 16 chapters are the principles, and 17th is just the summary of all the 16 principles. So the first chapter starts with your right to be rich. No one can rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless he has plenty of money. That's very true. The people have asked us that if you want to pursue a spiritual journey, so you have to give up materialism. But we need to understand, when we talk about spiritual journey, it's like we are planning to realize the heaven, and in heaven there is lack of none. Lack doesn't exist in heaven. So if you are on a spiritual path, you should be experiencing luxury, outside and inside. The inside luxury of peace and happiness, and outside luxury of materialism. So everything is you should be everything, no matter what in life, you should have all the comforts. So it was a myth when we say that in a spiritual journey you have to give up materialism. It's nothing like that. You should be rich in every sense. So when you have lots of money, it becomes very easy to follow the spiritual path, and I'm telling you from my own personal experience that when you are satisfied with enough balance in your bank account, you can meditate better, you can focus on traveling, you can focus on helping people, you can focus on a lot of things in life without getting worried that if you'll be able to finance it or not. So so I'm just reading out the beautiful lines from the book, and I urge everyone to read this book and understand it yourself. And every time you read the book, every time you will get some new perspective out of it. So keep rereading this book, or if you are someone who likes to listen to the audiobook, so it's very easily and freely available on YouTube. To be content with less is sinful. Absolutely. You should always desire and experience abundance in life. Success in life is becoming what you want to be. Success is not something that the society chooses you what you want to do in life. Success is something which you want to do, which makes you feel content, which makes you feel happy and peaceful at the end of the day, and that is the true success. A person's highest happiness is found in the bestowal of benefits on those he loves. So I really love to buy things for my daughter. It gives me an immense pleasure to do that. So obviously, to do all these things, you need money, and that's why the author is talking in the first chapter itself. Is talking about your right to be rich. It's your right that you should be rich. And in this second chapter, it's called There is a Science of Getting Rich. There is a science of getting rich, and it is an exact science like algebra or arithmetic. See, if you want to achieve something in life, okay, many times it's possible that you carve your own way. You decide which path you have to choose. And the other option is just following the footprints of the people who have already been there. So no matter if you listen to the life story of the richest people in the world, and you learn about how they have made money and you just follow it, or if you are taking a spiritual path, if you want to grow to that path, or those people who have realized the God in themselves, you just follow their footprints. So even by following the footprints of the people, exact blueprint, if you just follow, you can become rich. So it becomes an exact science. Like for example, 2 plus 2 for me is 4, and for you also is 4, and for everyone in the world is 4 only. It can't be changed. In the same way, the person who has become the richest person of the world, if you just follow the same footprint, even you can become rich. So the second chapter is mostly, and as I said, it's a very small chapters, 2 to 3 pages chapters. So you will literally, the content the author is very given to the point. It's not prolonged, as I said. So the second chapter is talking about the science of getting rich, and if you just follow the exact science, you can become rich, no matter what is your educational background, no matter your society, what society talks about you, no matter which family, which country you reside to, you just have to follow the science, and you can become rich. The chapter third is talking about, is opportunity monopolized? So no matter which field you want to go and get into in life, there are always a chances that you can become a number one in that. And there are endless number of possibilities in this universe. We live in an abundance of the universe. It's the these are the beautiful lines which says that the visible supply is practically inexhaustible, and the invisible supply really is an inexhaustible. Everything you see on earth is made from one original substance, out of which all things proceed. There is no limit to the supply of formless stuff or original substance. So it talks about that everything in this universe is made of one formless substance. You can call it as energy, you can call it as God, everything is just an extended version of it, and which is absolutely eternal, which is absolutely abundant. There is no limit, it's limitless, there is no limit to it. So if you are following anything which you really like in life, so you to achieve success in that, you have to come from the mindset of abundance. Because the moment you think I can achieve only this much, you are limiting yourself. You always have to dream big and see big goals in life. And there's a conviction which I say all these things. Because I still remember when I was in a corporate job and earning a lot of money as compared to today, I still came from a mediocre mindset. But today when I look back, I just left my job long back. I have no proper schedule what I do in life. I just go with my intuition. I just go wherever I want to. There is no uh, blockage, there is no restriction, there is no permanent schedule which I follow. Still, if I fortunately, God has blessed me with enough bank balance to take care of myself. Recently, I bought a home. God has given me enough to take care of needs of many people. So, as a medium, whatever I'm getting, it's flowing through me by God Himself. But I feel that I have made the container of myself a much bigger container, so the God has more space to shower His blessings through me to others. So you never have to think that opportunities are monopolized, there is not enough for everyone. So the next chapter is talking about the first principle of science of getting rich. Thought is the only power which can produce tangible riches from the formless stuff. The stuff from which all things are made is a substance that thinks, and a thought of form in this substance produces the form. So when we talk about formless stuff, which is everywhere, which you see and don't see, including everything, it moves according to your thought. So whatever you think, that is the first step. Whatever you want to achieve in life, the moment you start thinking about it, it becomes very much possible. And that's how they say that you should do the affirmations. They say that you should think only positive. You should have a vision board. These are just the tools to help you just think about your goal and nothing else. So the first principle in the science of getting rich is talking about having thoughts about things which you desire in life. So the end of the chapter, it's a summary which the author has given, which is there is the thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates and fills the interspaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing this thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. So the God, the formless stuff, the energy is everywhere. Is everywhere in the seen and the unseen. And the mind controls the matter. Your thoughts control the matter. So no matter what you have in what you have today, whether you like it or not, it's the outcome of your own thoughts. And if you have to see your thought pattern, just see the things around. You just see a house, Just see your bank balance, your relationships, your job. Everything is the outcome of your own thought. The mountain behind me, it's a beautiful nature. It's the outcome of my thoughts, I feel. So, whatever you have in life, just see, and if you're happy with it, that's great. And if you think that you need it, you need more, just change your thoughts about it. Next chapter, chapter 5 is increasing life. A seed dropped into the ground springs into the activity, and in the act of living produces 100 more seeds. Life, by living, multiplies itself. It is forever becoming more. It must do so if it is continues to be at all. The life is always growing. Life is growth. Life is never stale. It is always and always growing. So whatever you think about you have to achieve in life, the one thought is taking you to the next thought, next is to the next to the next. And that's how you continue on a journey. You need to ask yourself that you have to be very cautious about the first step you take, because it might happen that you complete the 100 miles journey, but the way where you're going is wrong, only because the first step which you have taken is not right. So you have to be very conscious about the first step you take, the first thought you think, the person you trust, everything. The first step you take has to be right, because the life is growing. So that the first steps is going to conclude the remaining steps in life. So once you start thinking positive, you also have to think that life, everything, the opportunity, the life, everything multiplies itself. And that's why whenever you give something to someone, some donation to someone, or you help someone, it always multiplies. The karma always gives you back the double. They always say that you always get double for all the troubles you take in life. So whatever you giving to the people around is going to circle back to you in multiplication. It could be good or bad. Whatever you're giving, it's going to come back to you. So you have to be just very cautious about the first step you are taking. Never look at the visible supply. Look always at the limitless riches in formless substance, and know that they are coming to you as fast as you can receive and use them. Nobody, by cornering the visible supply, can prevent you from getting what is yours. You should always keep your faith on God and not on people. Because the people who are good to you, maybe tomorrow they will change. They will promise you big things in money, in relationships, in your job, everything. But tomorrow, as per their mood, as per their other preferences, they might change. So no matter what people say, they can give you or not. Your faith should be always on the formless substance, on the God, on the energy, because that energy is limitless. That is abundance, and it has no lack at all. So when you put your faith on this power, you will always have the growth mindset, and you will you will experience that whatever you are desiring in life with such thought process is coming to you. So always keep your faith on God and not on anyone else. The chapter 6 is talking about how riches come to you. You do not have to get something for nothing, but can give to every person more than you take from him. So I always say this point. I have told in my few of my earlier sessions also, that when you are focusing on law of attraction, you always focus on the what you want in life, because that is your job. Other part of how is not in your hands. If you put a seed in the ground and you're getting a flower, so which flower you want, a rose, a lotus, lily, that is your decision. But how, with the universal power, the seeds are transformed into a beautiful plant and the flower is coming out, that is not in your hand. So you always focus on what you want in life and just believe in God and just have a positive mindset about it. How it is coming to you, how that universe will figure out. Like when I started this journey, for example, just a year back, about spiritual tribe, I had just few people joining me in the tribe. Now we are almost 80 plus. So how it happened, how the retreats happening, and how the people are seeing the advertisement and joining the tribe and helping each other grow. I don't know how it is happening, because there is some power which is taking care of it. I'm just focused on my intention of giving the platform to people where they can grow spiritually, where they can experience abundance and love, where they can meet people who are absolutely non-judgmental. That is my vision behind the tribe. And now the people are coming together and helping me make this vision materialize, or make this vision go global. That is the work of God. So no matter if you are desiring a needle or an airplane, you just focus on the what part and leave the how part on the universe. So don't take stress about how it is going to happen. If you think that you need certain lakhs rupees in 3 months or so, and the next thought is like, oh shit, it's not possible, so that is not your work to think about if it is possible or not. Leave that on the universe, and you just, whatever intuitions you are getting to do it, you just do it. So the next chapter is talking about, it's one of my favorite, it's gratitude. I feel immense gratitude towards all the people who are with me right now, all the people who are there in the past with me, and all the people who are going to come. Because this journey which I am taking had not been possible without the people who are there to love and support me. So I have immense gratitude. So when you love someone and you're grateful about that person will feel to give you more. In the same way, when you are grateful to the universe for what you have right now, then may it happen that there are a lot of other things you desire in life. It could be better relationships, it could be more money. That is in the future. But so far you are alive and you are getting experience all these things. I'm getting to experience, I'm being able to share my thoughts through this video. You are technologically blessed and financially blessed to see this video and hear my thoughts. So if you are grateful about these small things in life, the bigger things, you are making a space inside yourself for much bigger and better things in life. So always feel grateful for what you have to get to achieve what you want in life. So it says you cannot exercise much power without gratitude, for it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal and in opposite directions. So whatever you have in life is the result of your own thoughts. No one is responsible for it. So feel grateful for it and just move on in life. And now since you know how principle works, now you just have a fresh thought about what you want. That's it. So the next chapter, chapter 8, is talking about thinking in a certain way. You must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. You cannot transmit an idea unless you have it yourself. It is not enough that you should have a general desire for wealth. To do good with, everybody has that desire. The moment you think that you want to become rich, you will find that every other person in this world is thinking the same. Everybody wants to become rich, but only few people are able to achieve that, and it's not a coincidence. Because the moment you think that I want to achieve this, and then you focus on what part, the how part will come to you. Now the universe will bring you towards opportunities. For example, you have to become a singer, and then the universe will bring you opportunities, a platform for singing. Then that part you have to take care of. Don't rely that universe and will come and give hand you over the mic and tell you now you please. Then you will face lot of fears that you should do or not, whether this decision is right or not. So we all have that intuition in which universe gives when the opportunities comes. So you have to just follow it and understand that while you have that desire, you also have to do the working part. For example, you have to, if you need a certain, you have some health goals, so you have to get up early in the morning for a walk. You have to go to the gym. So this doing part also, you have to take care of it. And understand that when your desire is very strong, you get a certain kind of energy, a God energy, which inspires you to do that. Maybe 5 years earlier, your health goals, you had health goals, but you were struggling to get up early in the morning. But now something has changed, and now you're getting it done. So now that change, that inspiration is coming from the source itself. So you have to just follow that inspiration. So everybody has that desire, but only few people follow the inspiration that you have to do if you have to achieve your goals. And at the same time, you should not only desire to achieve something, you should have a clear and proper goal. For example, if I achieve so much, for example, if I achieve 1 lakh rupees a month, I will do this. I will maybe donate certain amount. You should have the exact clarity as if it has already done. As if now if you have achieved your goal, now how you are thinking, you have to bring yourself to that kind of thought at the first place itself. And you have to be very grateful about it. The moment you start feeling grateful for things which you have just achieved in your thoughts, you got a real faith. And this line is from this book only. Think and speak of all things you have asked for in terms of actual present ownership. So the next chapter talks about how to use the will to set about getting rich in a scientific way. You do not try to apply your power to anything outside of yourself. So, if you have your financial goals, don't think, okay, I have to talk to this person, I have to do this thing, I have to tell this person, give my money back. See, you have no power on people. You have power only on yourself. If there is something to do, the universe will inspire you. And when you keep reading this book, you will get to know that there's a difference between doing and there's a difference between getting inspired to do it. Doing just comes from our uh, egoistic mind, that okay, I need to do this and I want to achieve this. But in getting inspiration comes from this soul, wherein, like for example, I'm creating this video, I have read this book, I'm a, I have achieved my financial goals. So what is the use of it? But no, I'm getting inspired to share it with you. Maybe tomorrow, if I'm not alive, my daughter is seeing this video and getting inspired. Maybe there are so many beautiful people out there, and someone, maybe after 2 3 decades, maybe someone, I don't know, but I'm getting inspired to share my thoughts with the people, and I don't know how many people it's going to help, but I'm getting inspired to do this work, so I'm just doing it. So you just have to consciously, when you become conscious, you get to know, is this an inspiration or is it just an ego? Because ego will not, as I said, that the first step is very important. If the first step is ego, it is not going to lead you anywhere. So understand that you have only control on yourself, and if you have some goals and anything, stop blaming people that I have, my money condition is like this because of my parents, because of this, because of that. You had no control in the past maybe, but now you have complete control, 101% control of your life. So just take charge of your life, sit on the driving seat and go where you want to go. The science of getting rich does not require you to apply power or force to any other person in any way whatsoever. There is not the slightest necessity for doing so. Indeed, any attempt to use your will upon others will only tend to defeat your purpose. So just focus on your own life. To get rich, you need only to use your willpower upon yourself. And this is not to just to get rich, even in love. You have only control on yourself and not on the other person. Next chapter, chapter 10, talk about further use of the will, which is just the extended version of the last chapter. Put poverty and all things that pertain to poverty completely behind you. Do not read religious books which tell you that the world is soon coming to an end. Do not read the writing of muckrakers and pessimistic philosophers who tell you that it is going to the devil. The world is not going to the devil, it is going to God. You have to be absolutely optimistic in life. You have to think, it's no matter what news the media is telling about the inflation, what the media is telling about the lockdown is coming and it's going to happen, we are going to face this shortage, that shortage. You have to just focus on your own goal, because God knows that how to bring you towards the goal, and you have to help God. You have to free yourself. You have to just keep yourself loose to allow God to work in you. It's like the sculptor is making a beautiful sculpture out of a stone. If the stone becomes rigid, so it is very difficult. So God is working on you. Just allow it to happen. Don't allow the negative news or something which might change your mindset, which might force you to think about mediocrity. So I never knew. I don't read news at all. I don't follow this at all, and I've stopped it from a very long time. I just hate. I might read the good positive blogs sometimes, but not the news. So you also have to, when you are on a journey of achieving your financial goals, you have to keep a distance from these negative news, even from the negative people, even from the people who say that it's not possible, this is not possible. And just maybe if you have no friends, just go to the YouTube, just go to the some social media and follow the people who are achievers and listen to them. I have so many friends I have not met, but these are the people who have given a lot of contribution in changing this, making this world a better place. I have not met this person, but I say that they are my friends because through their books, through their interviews, and through their blogs, they have uh, taught me a lot of things in life. So just be absolutely optimistic in life. Chapter 11 talks about acting in a certain way. So, whenever you have a desire to get something, the universe will inspire you to do something. So, that doing part you have to take care of. That's what this chapter is talking about. It is not your part to guide or supervise the creative process. All you have to do with that is to retain your vision, stick to your purpose, and maintain your faith and gratitude. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. You wanted to learn about earning money, having the abundance mindset. You have been brought to my video. Now, what you do with this information, it's up to you. That action you have to take. That's what this chapter is talking about. Next, chapter 12 is talking about efficient action. Efficient action. You must use your thought as directed in previous chapters and begin to do what you can do where you are, and you must do all that you can do where you are. So whenever you have some goals in life and you are inspired to do something, and that doing part should be total. For example, there are three things you can do. Maybe making a YouTube video, maybe going and meeting people, maybe speaking to certain people. So whatever inspiration you are getting, just don't think, okay, maybe this is more important, this is not important. So whatever you have, whatever inspiration you are getting it, just do it with complete faith, with totality, and just take action. Like I said, that this you have been brought before this video because of some thought you had, but now what action you take, that is completely on you, and universe and me has no role playing in it, except to inspire you to do it, except to motivate you to do it. But now you have to do every day all that can be done that day. Don't delay things. For example, you have 5 things in the to-do list, just do it. Don't procrastinate. Do whatever small, if you have to achieve big goals in life, everyday goals you have to achieve. Small goals you have to achieve. If you in the morning you decide that there are 10 things you have to do, just do these 10 things. But if there are only 10 things, you have achieved it, that's it. Wait for the next day. Don't say, okay, let me do 15 more things. Just do whatever you can do during that day and give your best to every activity. Next chapter is talking about chapter 13, getting into the right business. So no matter where you are right now in life, if you're working and you want to get into the business, if you're in a business, you want to change the business, don't just do it all of a sudden. Whatever you have right now, continue that for a certain point of time with such mental attitude by reading this book daily. Slowly and gradually, when the mindset is transformed, when your level of energy is transformed, you will be brought to that opportunity on yourself, by the universe. You don't have to do it. Don't think that, okay, because of this job I'm not able to do it. Whatever the best you can do with the job, just do it. So no matter if you are working at a salary of some 20-30,000 rupees and you have wanted a goals of 1-2 lakh rupees, start seeing that goal in your mind, at the same time behaving in the same way that you have achieved your goal. So what next you are going to do? So come from that mindset. If you want to become a CEO of a company, think like a CEO. Don't think right now I'm a manager, let me reach to the level of CEO, then I will start thinking like a CEO. It doesn't work that way. You have to start thinking and acting like a CEO today itself. Then you can become a CEO. The next chapter 14 is talking about the impression of increase. Whether you change your vocation or not, your action for the present must be those pertaining to the business in which you are not engaged. Absolutely, I just spoke about that. If you want to become a CEO, think like a CEO and do whatever work you have in hand to the best. Because if you are a manager getting a limited salary, but you are working as a CEO, so whatever little work also you will give, you are doing today, you will see that the quality of that work has improved a lot, because now you are thinking from a much higher version of your own self, and then you will deliver the better, and the outcome is going to be the better. So you always have that impression of increase. Increase is what all men and women are seeking. It is the urge of the formless intelligence within them, seeking fuller expression. So whatever you have the desire inside you to achieve something, it is a desire of the God Himself. So you have to think, if the God has this vision, I have to just become a medium and allow God to achieve that vision. That's it. So whenever, don't restrict that thing. Although you have a free will to do it or not, but when you have a strong desire to do something in life, understand that it is God which wants you to achieve that thing. And when you have the power of God, who will stop you? Think from that point of view. And this is a very beautiful line. Do not boast or brag of your success or talk about unnecessary. True faith is never boastful. Whenever you find a boastful person, you find one who is secretly doubtful and afraid. I come across these people in my everyday life. I come across a lot of healers, astrologers. Then they give me, I know this, I know pranic healing, I know astral projection, I know akashic records, I know soul reading, relationship reading. They just keep bragging and all, keep bragging and all. And at the end, they are there to seek my help. So, if you come across someone who is not talking much about their success, follow that person, because that person has a lot to share with you. And if you come across someone who is just praising himself or herself a lot, it's okay. That person himself is very insecure, and don't go with his words. Follow the silence, not the words. Chapter 15, talking about the advancing man. Whatever I have said in the last chapter applies to all the professional person and the wage earner, as to the person who is engaged in selling or any other form of business. If you can add value to their lives and make them aware of the fact, they will be attracted to you and you will get rich. Add value in the lives of people. Try to find a problem which is affecting to millions of people and offer a solution, and overnight you can become rich. I have found this problem that although it is very natural to be happy, people are not happy, which is a natural thing. People are earning money. They started earning money to become happy and lead a peaceful life. They started with that, but now today they are not happy, no matter how much money they have. So I've understood, okay, I have to make people happy. I have to bring them to peace which is inside themselves only. I have to just make them meet themselves. So this is a problem I have recognized, and maybe with God's grace, as a medium, I'm getting a lot of people who are taking care of me well financially, and I feel that I deserve that because I'm adding a lot of value in their life and giving them a lot of peace. So whenever you have identified a problem which is affecting a lot of, whenever you have any business idea, understand why is it really required, is it a problem of a masses, and you're offering the best solution in the market. If that is there, just go for it, and no one can stop you becoming rich. So the next chapter is talking about some cautious and concluding observations. So whatever the principles we have just heard it, so some cautious and observations you have to follow, which is talking about like no matter how tremendous an obstruction may appear at a distance, you will find that if you go on a certain way, it will disappear as you approach it, or that a way over, under, through, or around it will appear. So maybe when you think about something you have to achieve, and you come across that, okay, this is a very big problem, I have to face it to achieve my goals. The author says that you have to just continue with the same thought process, continue with the same faith, gratitude, and everything, and you will find that as you come across the problem, it was not as big as you were thinking about it. And actually, you just consciously see most of the fears and problems are in the mind only. They are very big in the mind, but when you actually face them, it's not as scary as you were projecting it to be. The projection happens on a bigger scale only in the mind. You feel fearful about water, but someday actually you go inside, you will feel that no, it's not as fearful as I was thinking about it. You wanted to say sorry to someone, but you're saying maybe that person will not accept, and you are having a sleepless night, and the next morning you go to that person and say sorry, and it's done. That person has just accepted it. So whatever you are thinking about it, why you have to prolong it, think so negative? The best thing is not to fear, is to face a fear. You just face it, and whatever you want to do in life, and do it. And the last chapter is having the summary of all the chapters we just spoke about. So this is about the science of getting rich by Wallace D. Wattles. If you really want a change in your life, financial goals you have to achieve, transform your mindset for abundance. So this is the best book in the market. I strongly recommend you to read this book. And if you have any questions about it, write in the comment section. This book is only for my spiritual tribe, and I want spiritual tribe not to grow spiritually, but to experience all the materials, all the luxury in the world. And I do everything to provide you, to bring you towards that, and sharing my thoughts about such books is one such attempt. So thank you very much for your time, and I really hope that you do great, you do well in life. Everybody who's watching this video, whether now or whenever, in any time in your lifetime, this is not a coincidence that you have got that you have been brought before this video. So thank you very much. I'm sure that there's a very, very, very huge success and abundance in waiting for you. So my greetings to God inside you. Namaste.